The MG-100 StarFortress heavy bomber is by far one of my least favorite starships, from its design to its appearance and a hotly debated movie. It sucks, plain and simple, but let me tell you why it sucks so much. Star Wars is built on small, nimble starfighters and their ability to pack a punch big enough to exploit a failsafe in a moon-sized space station and cause a chain reaction in the Death Star. So why would we go from proton torpedoes fired at a high velocity to rows of magnetic proton bombs? Well, this leads me to my first reason why the SF-17 heavy bomber sucks: its design and function. Let's break it down in its entirety. Surprisingly, it was built by the legendary Slane & Corporal, alongside Sublight Productions Corporation. If Slane & Corporal sounds familiar, it's because they created the Republic Navy's premier starfighter, better known as the V-19 Torrent. They were also responsible for the B-Wing Heavy Starfighter, which had its own impact in the Galactic Civil War. But the MG-100 is a far cry from its older starfighter brothers. This heavy bomber was close to 30 meters in length, with a width of 15 meters and a height of around 22 meters. It was propelled by 6 sublight ion thrusters, and while I couldn't find specifics on the speed of this heavy bomber, I'll tell you it's gotta be glacially slow, which gives the enemy plenty of time to target its long exposed bomb chutes. To defend this snail of a bomber were 3 repeating laser cannon ball turrets, each protected by armored transparasteel shells, and of course the StarFortress deflector shield generators. Despite this, most gunners that survived engagements would report feeling exposed and vulnerable. Alongside the turrets were 6 medium laser cannons and of course the clip, or modular bombing magazine, with a capacity of 1,048 magnetic proton bombs. So let's talk about its design. Built like an oversized B-Wing, the StarFortress allows for plenty of avenues of attack by the enemy, its most vulnerable being head-on assaults and attacks from above. Despite the ball turret, most enemy starfighters would be able to use their speed to outmaneuver the MG-100 and disable its shields and cause its payload to act like a self-destruct function. Its speed being so slow and ungainly put its escort fighters at a disadvantage, making them follow at such a slow rate of speed. Enemy starfighter squadrons would then work to lead escort starfighters out of defensive patterns, which would then expose the StarFortress to attack. Poe Dameron, who I used to believe as a capable starfighter, once remarked the B-Wing starfighter to be the best bomber around until the Resistance got its hands on the SF-17. In what universe is this heavy bomber comparable to a B-Wing? The original intent of the StarFortress was to be a siege bomber, one used by the New Republic to capture or destroy Imperial holdouts. Like, maybe that makes sense, but even then, an orbital bombardment would work just as well. The MG-100 StarFortress was never really used by the New Republic, and due to its demilitarization, it found itself in the hands of civilians, where it would be used by mining companies to drop explosives to break up ice and rock, or by local governments as a rescue ship, fuel tanker, firefighting craft, or even a scout ship, mapping and exploring wild space. In this role, its modular bombing magazine would be repurposed for remote cargo drops or to hold fuel canisters. The civilian usage makes the most sense to me, the military role, not so much. In my opinion, the MG-100 StarFortress is a death trap that should never be used in ship-to-ship engagements. It's too slow, it's too vulnerable, and holds too many weak points. I would much rather have something like the Legends K-Wing, or even a flippin' Y-Wing bomber squadron, better than being picked off in an SF-17. Now, I know that's more of a rant than a breakdown of the Resistance best bomber, but that's kind of what I set out to do. You tell me why this heavy bomber sucks, or tell me if it's awesome. I don't think so, but I think you already know that. And it isn't just because I dislike the sequel trilogy. In fact, there are plenty of capital ships and starfighters I enjoy. Maybe I'll discuss more of those next. Let me know if you'd be interested. As always, make sure to subscribe if you have not done so. Would love to have you a part of this community. Blast the like button like you're shooting down a StarFortress. Have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you.